Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. Once again, welcome to the delayed flight. We were searching good reggae music in Jamaica and in London, but we found good reggae music in Lithuania, surprisingly. So, a few things I have to say about the Dreamliner, the 787, the 787-9 of 4Simmers, and I hope this will be a short clip. And meanwhile we have a look at these wonderful sculptures in Vilnius Airport. And we hear Ministry of Ecology. So, our plane somewhere here nearby. See the rainbow. This is nice. I haven't seen this again. I've never seen this before. The rainbow. About the 787/9, the Dreamliner of 4Simmers, there are a few things that I have to say, and mostly I would like to answer a question if it is worth it to install this plane or not. Yes, I brought my plane here for some reason. And let us discover together some secrets of the 787-9. Of course, it is a very beautiful plane and also very beautiful livery. But is it worth to install this plane? Because it is free. It is an add-on. We have seen this plane another 3 times. There is a tutorial about the ILS landing of this plane, which is unique actually. And you may have a look at this clip. I hope it is visible on the upper right corner. And also we have seen 2 landings of this plane, 2 remix songs of Lucio Battisti in Boeing Painfield, as far as I remember. And as well, you may have a look at these clips if you are interested about the 787-9. Definitely a very beautiful livery and a very beautiful plane. However, there are some notes about this plane. There are some notes. So if you have bought the Premium Deluxe Edition of MSFS 2020, you know that you have already purchased the 787-10, the 787-10, the Dreamliner, and this is a preposition. I mean, in order to install this plane, you must have already purchased the 787-10, otherwise it will not work. Now if you have another edition, I suppose you can download the 787-10 and then you download this plane, the 787-9, and if you are interested, let me know to show you how to do this from FlightSim.to. Okay. Number 2, this plane has all the default planes of Asobo, I mean the 747, 400, and also the 787-10. Unfortunately, they don't have any cabin. We have criticized, of course, Asobo for this issue. I mean, here is totally empty, if you see. So there is no cabin, and you cannot find any add-on for all the planes of Asobo to add a cabin. However, there is something extremely interesting, and I forgot to tell you that there is also a clip about this. You may have a look if you are interested. If you install this plane without any modification of the cameras, I repeat, without any modification of the cameras, without changing the X, Y, Z axis and so on and so on. There are many tutorials about the cameras in the channel. So here there is something unique, something extremely interesting. Immediately you have access outside of the plane and you can save your camera views, the camera views that you prefer. And I would say that only for this reason you should install this plane. For instance, okay, this is the drone camera. I go back inside my cockpit, and now I think I have only 2 or 3 cameras, 2 for the cockpit. Yeah, indeed 2. This is Alt 1. You know these things already, isn't it? You bring back the saved cameras with Alt 1 until Alt 0, and you save the cameras that you prefer with CTRL plus Alt plus 1 until 0. So immediately when you install this plane, you are already outside of the plane. You don't have to change nothing to your camera's CFG file, which is something unique, and congratulations to the developer for this feature. These are the cameras that I have saved afterwards, because when we are outside of the plane, of course we can choose the cameras we prefer. Here it is, another one. Mostly I prefer camera views from the wings. This also. Here we are from the other side of the plane, the right side. The turbine from the right side, and the turbine from the left side, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, we are outside of the plane, isn't it? As you see, I can as well change the cameras that I have saved. If you prefer another one, you have the option to save your desired camera views. And lately I like this camera very much because this is also a saved camera, which is really wonderful, and you can have an access to the view just in front of the cockpit without the instruments. This is a camera that I like very much. So if you are interested, there is also another clip, I forgot this one, actually with another livery of Air India, which finally was not of my favorite ones. A livery for the 787-9, I mean. And I hope it is visible on the upper right corner. You can have a look how you can modify your camera views for the 787-9 without changing the CFG camera file. It is really a very interesting clip, and if you're afraid of this procedure to change the XYZ axis, you may have a look at this clip and it will show you exactly how you can modify your cameras. Number 3, something extremely interesting for you who fly the 787-10. I suppose you immediately recognize that this is not the default cockpit of the plane, isn't it? This is an add-on actually. It is a wonderful add-on. There is also a tutorial how to install this add-on. And here it gets a little bit interesting because this add-on I installed for the 787-10. And surprisingly, when I went inside the cockpit of the plane, of the 787-9 I mean, I had the same add-on. This is very interesting. I mean, I haven't installed any add-ons for the 787-9, but still the same add-on from the previous installation for the 787-10 is operational also for the 787-9. So you have the option to change the cockpit and to have this wonderful cockpit, which is actually the cockpit of the 787-10. I have already started up the engines, as you may hear. Wonderful sounds indeed. And without any installation, you have brand new sounds for the engines. You don't have to install nothing. Of course, these are not the sounds of the engines of the 787-10. And the reason I started up the engines of the plane is the following. In order to have access to the instruments of the plane. So if you have a look here we set the ILS frequency. However, if we type, for instance, 125.90 and we press enter, please have a look. You see, you have this warning, invalid entry. And if you are interested how the plane accepts the ILS frequency, you may have a look at the tutorial in the channel. There is no other plane of Asobo or any other of the Boeings that shows this message here, invalid entry. The HUD, the heads-up display, works just perfectly. But I will not insist on this. Okay. Now let us see some disadvantages of the plane, the cons of the plane. The plane on the ground doesn't behave normally. I mean, okay, as you can see, the plane turns like a Cessna. This is not normal. And the reverse thrust doesn't seem that it works always. You can hear the reverse thrust, but somehow you don't see it on the turbines. Yeah, this turn is not realistic at all, isn't it? I will try to have a rejected takeoff in order to show you how the plane behaves. We just go to the runway. You see, this is not realistic. I mean, the Dreamliner doesn't turn like this. Of course, the cameras are just wonderful. Always we have this problem with the speed brakes. For some reason, the speed brakes are activated on the ground. Yeah, I will try to have a rejected takeoff here. And though we hear the reverse thrust, somehow we don't see it. And this happens lots of times. So the plane on the ground is not that realistic, but I can assure you that airborne works just excellent and most of the systems work just fine. Yeah, though I activate the reverse thrust, we don't see it, isn't it? We hear it, but we don't see it. And this happens quite often. I accelerate a lot just to show you how the plane turns. Yeah, this is not realistic at all. You see now, for instance, the speed brakes are retracted. And now they are extended again. Yeah, this is not quite normal, I think. So, ladies and gentlemen, these were the few things I had to say about the 787-9. I think it is worth it to download this plane just to examine the cameras, to examine the systems of the 787-9. It is free anyhow. You see here, we hear now the reverse thrust, but the reverse thrust is not activated. So this is all for now. Thank you for watching this clip and hope to see you soon to the next one. Till then, you take care and bye for now.